Let's be real here, if you're a large corporation, you've probably done something unethical before, but today we're going to be examining the stores that take it to the next level. I'm talking about the most unethical stores out there that can't seem to avoid the controversy, ranging from Goodwill that apparently pays its disabled workers 22 cents an hour, and even Mattress Firm, which has been accused of money laundering because of low foot traffic to their locations, yet somehow there's like 20,000 of them. So I'll be going to all these businesses today and many more to investigate further to see if they are truly unethical. This is going to be a fun one, but also a little bit scary because I'll be looking to unearth some things that I probably shouldn't be seeing. So with that being said, grab your popcorn and let's do this. Yeah, we have Mattress Firm, and Mattress Firm is unethical because apparently they launder money because they have so many locations spread throughout the United States and I think even parts of Europe, but there's so little foot traffic. Right now, for instance, they've been open for about an hour and I am the only person here. The manager just put out the inflatable tube man too, so we're gonna go inside and actually investigate to see whether or not they're hiding money under the mattresses. So here we are inside, is just a world of mattresses from Purple to Tempur-Pedic, Stearns and Foster, a lot of mattresses I've never heard of before, but yeah, we are the only people in here. Hello, how are you, sir? We're just looking around for mattresses for guest rooms, basically.
They're doing the photograph. Are they photographers?
Oh, so like I have like my fiance I have to consider, so I'm just kind of capturing it so I could show her
okay.
the
Shopping experience.
Yeah. Can I give it a lay on the Sealy? I've never seen a Sealy actually before. Shoes on the bed feels so wrong, but this feels a bit firmer. I'm a back sleeper. I know the time urgency around it.
What are you looking?
Oh no, I just want to see the under.
In the base.
Yeah.
Something's going on. Okay. Oh.
I don't know why you're doing the video.
Basically, every time I shop without my fiance, we like to look at what I did. So then if I just make a blind purchase of thousands of dollars, I'll be in the doghouse. So she basically always wants me to capture my shopping because then she can look at this and she'll be like, oh, I liked that one. I like the way it looked. Let's purchase that one. Oh, well, thank you, Mohammed. Thanks for all this information. This was so useful. Thank you so much. All right, so I see some mattresses that are wrapped up in the back of the store. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if they're hiding something under there, but they do have inventory on the floor, which is usually a sign of something's going on. So let's get a little bit close to that, see if we see any dollar bills hanging out. Still empty, by the way. I've been here for about 20 minutes. Here's this clearance mattress for like 400 bucks. Usually within here, I'm sure if you stab it, like a bunch of $100 bills will fall out. Like they're storing something, don't want to pay taxes on like a bunch of the profits. Their sales are wild though. King bed at a queen price, queen bed at a twin price, and you get a free base. And they have 70% off on some mattresses. You're not even making a margin. How are you paying your rent? What is going on here? There's so much money that I just don't understand how it's being turned into a profit. Those things are so fun. All right, so just finished up at Mattress Firm. I feel bad because he probably thinks I'm gonna end up buying a mattress here, but I just wanted to investigate. There's definitely something going on there, but I don't think it's unethical. I don't know if they're necessarily hiding something, but the numbers do not add up. It's actually so surprising that they're not completely bankrupt because we were in there for a full hour, not a soul walked in. Maybe they keep their employee costs low because just the general manager was there and they operate off a commission, but I don't see how they're making money unless people are aggressively online ordering at Mattress Firm. Fun experience though, but I'll probably never be in there again. I probably also shouldn't have given them all of my information. I just got like coerced into like signing up for like delivery updates and like here's our newsletter and like here's some promotions. So they have my phone number, they have my email address, they have my address. So if Mattress Firm is running some larger laundering, bigger scheme, I'm officially a part of it. So if you see me on any sort of list, now you know why. At least there's evidence of it. The next unethical store we're gonna be looking into is Amazon's warehouse. So there's actually a massive Amazon warehouse, one of New Jersey's largest right behind me. The big claim against Amazon, of course, is poor working conditions and unsafe conditions for the workers that do work here. There's also a lot of complaints about heavy surveillance, high pressure quotas need to be met, and then also no bathroom breaks. So we're gonna try to look at some of the workers, see if we can get a little behind the scenes look. Right now, we're gonna actually head inside because they do have like an Amazon locker area where the public can go into. But my main thing is I wanna look into whether the workers are happy and if this claim is ultimately true. I'm a little bit nervous because there's surveillance everywhere. No trespassing, soliciting, or loitering. All violators will be prosecuted to the full extent. All weapons banned. You can't see through this glass. It looks like they're closed because you can't go in, but their business hours do say they're open. So we're gonna try to go inside. It says we could be prosecuted for going inside and trying to investigate, but we're gonna be doing that. I have a question. Are you able to do same day pickup here? Okay, so in there it was literally just a public Amazon pickup area in which you can just get what you need to get if you ordered it same day, which is actually quite cool. If you need an item within like an hour or two, you can just come to your local warehouse and pick it up. That makes a lot of sense to me. But what doesn't make a lot of sense to me are these crazy claims. So we're gonna look into them right now. Okay, so I'm gonna park right here. So as stuff's going on, I just wanna share a couple of reviews. So people are saying, as a truck driver, they don't respect your time. I keep calling in the radio. They said they'll be there in a minute, and that minute goes to several hours. Watch the driver drivers, they dump a whole box of items recklessly, so we're gonna be looking out for kind of how they handle the packages. I have no idea what idiots work here, but every time I have a package coming here, I get annoyed. I work as a delivery driver here, and this is what they do with their packages, and it shows us this. So we're gonna try to find that. We're gonna see if that's actually how they load the cars. I don't think that that's that bad, but if we see it, we'll definitely call it out. So not a lot of great reviews here, but let's go into the thick of it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna try to sneak in as one of the Amazon Flex drivers because I just do have a car, and I think they'll maybe just let me in if I just kind of play it cool here. We are infiltrating the Amazon warehouse right now. This is what it looks like driving into an Amazon warehouse. So there's the operation. So that's what's happening inside of the Amazon warehouse. We're gonna try to look for some unsafe working conditions because that of course is the chief complaint here. People do seem to be in pretty good spirits overall. I mean, they're just kind of doing their job. As you can see, the Amazon warehouse is fully barricaded here. You are not allowed to get anywhere close to this place. We're of course breaking a lot of rules because we are investigatory journalists. We're trying to figure out whether the claims are valid. We're actually gonna loop around and get right up to the action over there. And that's what it looks like. That must be like the staff manager. So all your Amazon packages, there they are right there. They're currently being loaded up in a car and they're heading to your house. But that's not it. There's even crazier parts of this Amazon warehouse that we're gonna head to right now. The sheer volume of cars that are coming into this warehouse, you just wouldn't expect. I mean, I guess you would because Amazon's like a $2 trillion company, but there are so many cars coming in and out of this place. I didn't think New Jersey had this many delivery drivers, but apparently they do. Everywhere. It's just a lot filled with hundreds of cars. And this warehouse stretches 1,500 feet maybe, something absurd. Okay, so I found another area that you can go into, but it says Amazon trailers only. So I think this is for the larger trucks. There's danger signs everywhere, caution tape, I mean, all the stuff, barricades. I mean, I'm still gonna go in. What's the worst that could happen? Wow, so this is where it happens. So I think you're basically able to walk into the car and load and then just go in and out of the warehouse. I'll try to get a good show. Those are huge waste management bins as well. They got a bunch of those on deck. So that's what happens, okay. I used to work at
The driver's cage.
The driver's cage, what a name. So we discovered the outdoor campus that I guess the employees, if they want to take a break or lunch outside where they can go to, and this is literally what it looks like. A single bench and a trash bin with a bunch of ducks in the background. All right, so we checked out all over this Amazon warehouse. We obviously didn't see anything on site. People look pretty happy. It's a beautiful day outside. They're loading up the trucks. It is early in the workday as well, although I'm sure some people are coming off of overnights, but overall, that's the Amazon warehouse. It is quite interesting to kind of see the behind the scenes of a $2 trillion company, the largest retailer in the world. But that's what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors that unfortunately we're unable to investigate, but as far as I can see, everything looks good. Let's keep it moving. Behind me is a rent-a-center. Rent-a-centers are in a lot of low-income cities, and it's a way in which you can rent furniture instead of buying it outright, because furniture, of course, is incredibly expensive. And the reason why rent-a-center is considered unethical is because they engage in things like aggressive debt collection. So for instance, if you purchase a couch and you don't pay down the $500-600 it costs to rent it, then they come to your house and they'll actually knock on your door and maybe get a little bit aggressive with you. And then also just predatory lending in general, giving out $1,000 loans to people who are low income. I've never been in one before, but we're gonna go inside right now and just see the vibes of it, just see what this place is ultimately like. It has a lot of bad reviews on Google. Notably, it has like a 2-star despite having a lot of reviews. So most people actually think terribly of this place, but I'm gonna form my own opinion and I'm gonna see if they're actually unethical. So let's check it out. Oh wow, so you can actually rent a Samsung TV for $32 per week. I'm just intrigued. Ashley Furniture lamps for $7, and also even a couch for $25 per week. So I guess it's all on a weekly basis. Puss in Boots, fire, peak animation right there.
Guys, you can't live stream.
Oh no? Okay.
You gotta ask before you actually start recording.
All right, so we actually got kicked out of Rent-A-Center. They said that you can't record in there, probably because I think they overheard us. They were saying that you probably shouldn't rent furniture, which I stand by. Probably not worth doing, complete waste of money. Furniture in there is pretty junk as well. So a lot of stuff that ultimately you should probably stay away from. You just go on Facebook Marketplace. They have these things for like 20 bucks. You can get like a really bad couch because the quality in there was pretty bad. It smelled terrible too. That place is really unethical and I could see why. Any place that doesn't really like want you recording in there's always like skeletons in the closet somewhere. I think we pushed some sensitivity buttons. On to the next spot. We're currently outside Wendy's and you're probably thinking to yourself, how is Wendy's an unethical company? Well, generally it's not, but the Wendy's we're at right now in Paterson, New Jersey is notoriously known for towing cars in its parking lot. So actual customers who park here for too long, because it's right next door to the DMV, there's actually a relationship between Wendy's and the parking authority of the city of Paterson, and they will tow away cars that they are suspicious of parking in their parking lot, even if they're customers. So a lot of the times there's actually security staking out outside of this Wendy's, and all of the reviews on this Wendy's, and I kid you not, are saying this: do not park here, do not eat here. As some others have stated, this Wendy's is in collaboration with the towing company BDJ Towing. Do not visit. They are into predatory towing business to make money. My car was towed within 10 minutes of parking. Online reviews show multiple similar cases pointing to a likely scam/conspiracy between this Wendy's and the tow company. Immediate investigation is needed. Well, that's why we're here. So I'm gonna go inside, order something, because I am a customer, so I technically am allowed to park here, but I'm gonna take my sweet time. I'm gonna let 30, 45 minutes go by, and we're gonna track down the tow drivers if they do end up coming up. So we're currently standing right outside of the Wendy's, and one of the reviews says the security guard was bothering me like 3 times, even after buying a meal. So we're gonna try to find this guy. So I think he's part of maybe the towing company, maybe he's just like commissioned by Wendy's, I don't know, but let's see. All right, so I should officially have immunity now that I have my Wendy's bag. So if I walk around the premises, technically nobody can say a thing to me because I am a Wendy's customer. So I have my Wendy's now, I'm eating spicy nuggets, which are fire. And as you can see behind me, there is a security guard. And I think he's looking for cars to tow. Right now he's chilling out, just doing his thing. But I think he's just like every 30 minutes goes outside and he checks cars. And if they're still there, I think they're gone. All right, so we're leaving now because it's been about 20 minutes. So I want to see if my car is still there. And I also want to take a little lap of the spot to see what is happening here. All right, we're gonna walk around to the actual DMV side because there's also parking spots there. And we're gonna see if people are getting towed, hopefully. That'd be good to see. Not for them, but for us. So this is where the DMV is for reference, and then that is where the Wendy's is. So I think people who are coming to the DMV will just park in the Wendy's spots. So that's where the genesis of this whole conspiracy happened. Obviously a little bit unethical because at the end of the day, a lot is a lot. Like, why put the DMV in front of a Wendy's? Are you not expecting people to park here? Especially if there's not clear signs. Although I will say they do have clear signs up now that says Wendy's parking only behind us. So honestly, if you get towed, it's probably because you should have, but I wouldn't expect Wendy's to be collaborating with governments and towing agencies. It is still a little bit unlike Wendy's. So I'm gonna say that is super unethical. They still have crazy spicy nuggets. We didn't see anybody getting towed, maybe because it's a Tuesday, so it's a bit more relaxed, but nonetheless, that's what things look like. All right, I think I see the security guy making rounds, checking on cars that he's about to tow at the Wendy's. I'm gonna see if I could find him. This is crazy. If this is him, he's wearing like a beanie and stuff. I'm not sure if it's the same security guy or maybe a different one, but he's definitely on the prowl. Okay, here he is, here he is. All right, that was close. He actually looked at the camera and then he went to wave us down. And so I just booked it out of there because I don't want any problems with the security or the government. So I got out of there, but there is definitely something going on at that Wendy's. I don't know what it is, but there is some arrangement between the government and Wendy's happening. There was security guards, police officers, tow truck signs, all of that next to the DMV. So we got out of there real quick, but definitely an unethical Wendy's. Why am I feeling unsafe at Wendy's? That's crazy. Behind me, we have Hobby Lobby, and Hobby Lobby is considered unethical or controversial, mainly because they lean a lot into their political conservative side, and then also they just happen to be Christian and they're closed on Sundays, which I guess a lot of people hate. But with that, they withhold essential health care from certain employees like contraceptions, which a lot of people disagree with. And then also they have deceptive pricing tactics, which people have called them out for, and I've also filed class action lawsuits against them for these reasons. So we're gonna go inside and see if we see anything that plays into these themes, or maybe stuff that's even against the themes, and maybe it's completely unwarranted. But let's bring it inside. I think since it's July, we're starting to get some of the seasonal fall stuff. Feels a little early for that though. Look at this. Today's date, July 22nd, and they have an entire row of pumpkins, which is an October thing. I think just like a lot of households get ahead on their seasonal stuff, and then this is what happens, a wall of pumpkins in a Hobby Lobby. So our goal here is to find some item that would basically go against or heavily lean in favor of their controversies. Maybe we find like a rainbow flag, or maybe we're looking for some sort of pricing mismatch. Shout out Jesus, front and center. I mean, that's like to be expected. I think any store would just probably have some sort of religious stuff. We have Jesus right there. A lot of cows. I think, are we in like an exclusive cow aisle? It's literally all cows. There's even a cow captain for a boat right there. They got mistletoes in July. So it's like the Spirit Halloween mixed with the Christmas tree shop, mixed with the 4th of July store. They just have all seasonal stuff, all home stuff. I mean, we are in this seasonal section right here, but I didn't expect it to be here year round. But at any given point, you could come in and get yourself a wreath too. Minecraft pickaxe in Hobby Lobby is something I would not expect to see. Very forward. So far, so good. There's nothing that's like overtly against what they're for. So they're consistent with what they kind of position as and then what they sell. So Hobby Lobby has t-shirts that are always 20% off the marked price, which wouldn't you just make that the standard price rather than saying there's always a sale? But in any case, they are super cheap. I think they're $4 for a single t-shirt. So if you're somebody who wears t-shirts, this is a good place to get them all. White t-shirts for like $4, look at that. I almost don't care that they have deceptive pricing, because if the prices are this low, it's like, oh, sorry, they're a little bit higher, but it's still like the lowest in the market. So I'm not really against it. I also don't know what their fascination with cows is. We've seen cows everywhere. Even sweatshirts are $18. Go on any of your favorite websites right now, I guarantee you it's like $75. So I found some portraits here, so we're gonna see if there's anything potentially controversial that you wouldn't expect to see at Hobby Lobby. This would be a good area to find it, but they seem to be squeaky clean. There's not much going on. It's just your classic stock photos, a lot of traditional couples, families, babies, kids. Wow, they must really vet every single aspect of their store and inventory and all the products that come in. There is nothing. I think they probably have tens of thousands of products in here. Not a single one has sort of like gone against what you'd expect. There's a clock section behind me and I always wanted to check this, but apparently every clock is on 1010. That's just the way that clocks are usually displayed. So we're gonna see if that's true. 1010, 1010, 1010, 1010. Okay, Michael just informed me that the reason they do that is because it's the most attractive way to display a clock. So it's not too janky. It's just a very clean look where you can still see all the numbers and you have the whole bottom half displayed and you're still showing the two hands. Cool that that's true though. I thought that was just like some theory that people on Reddit brought up, but apparently true. Definitely down this aisle maybe, because I see some stickers or whatever these things are, some icons. So there might be something here. No. Oh, okay. This is definitely the closest thing yet we've seen to something you wouldn't expect to see at Hobby Lobby. Okay, literally right behind you too. All right, wait, I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're onto something. This might be a winner. Oh, I see some letters too, so maybe there's something here. Maybe there's some symbols perhaps. No. Okay. Hobby Lobby even has AI generated art on posters. So like this guy, for instance, if you look at the NASA logo, how it's all distorted and there's like 1 trillion stars on the US flag. Also have NFTs like Bored Apes and like AI version too. So that was Hobby Lobby. Very true to kind of what I guess the controversy is about. They're just a Christian company at the end of the day. So you're gonna have a lot of faith-based stuff in there. You're not gonna see anything that kind of goes against their agenda. Closed on Sundays. We didn't see any like really crazy price stuff, but a pretty tame store throughout. Honestly, a really good place to shop if you want to just get anything seasonal. We saw AI art, a lot of interesting things happening in there. That's Hobby Lobby. The next store that we'll be visiting is Goodwill. Goodwill, of course, is a charitable organization, but they also have a store. And the reason why Goodwill gets a lot of flack and why they're considered unethical is because they apparently pay their disabled workers 22 cents per hour, which is actually technically legal in the United States for whatever reason. Meanwhile, the CEO of, again, a charity is making over $1 million. So a lot of people are upset with the fact that disabled workers are getting paid literally sub 25 cents, sub quarter per hour. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna see if we see any disabled workers, then also just generally what's happening in there, because I haven't been inside one of these ever, so this is gonna be the first time. All right, so we're inside Goodwill right now. It's basically like a massive TJ Maxx with discounted clothes, and the reason everything is cheap is because people donate to Goodwill, clothes and all the other, and they're able to offer these at reduced prices. Just to show how cheap some stuff is, you can get full-on jackets for $8, and it's all donated as well, which is nice. $10? Oh, this is from Matthew. I used to have this exact piggy bank. You put in the penny here and then it goes here. $10 is a steal though. Even electronics. There's some people donating like Logitech keyboards. Let's see what this goes for. $4.99? I get this for at least like 30 bucks. I think there's just like one price applied to everything. So every pant is $6 and then every shoe is $10. All right, we're gonna try to look around for a luxury item. Hollister North Face, 20. It's the most expensive item so far. All right, they have an Oculus VR headset. I don't know how expensive these things go for. We'll put the price right here, but this is probably the most expensive thing in the Goodwill, but there's no price on it. So I don't know if it's for purchase. Maybe it's like one of the workers' like personal device that he just left here. We did find this. We had to look at some of the workers. None of them were visibly disabled. Nobody were in wheelchairs or anything like that. So we're unable to inquire about if they're getting paid a quarter per hour. But knowing that Goodwill does that is kind of insane, but it does reflect in the prices. You even get your fine china here. They have like gilded plates, probably very cheap. This stuff used to be incredibly expensive. Now just $5 for one. It's a nice design on there. All right, so that's Goodwill. Massive store in there. The women's side was much bigger than the men's side, but just a bunch of stuff. So if you like thrifting, that's your spot. Hopefully they get past that 22 cents an hour thing. I don't think they do it anymore. That would be absolutely crazy if they're still getting away with that. But I think they're good now. It seems like they remedied a lot of those issues and the legal battles and all they had. So that's what a Goodwill looks like. The next unethical store we're gonna be investigating is none other than Balenciaga, the luxury store. So they had a campaign called a gift shop campaign in 2022 in which they essentially used a child as a prop for one of their advertising campaigns, which is obviously disgusting. And so everybody now associates Balenciaga with unethical. Who knows what's inside currently on their current designs. They have apologized for it and all that and tried to make things right, but they still have some existing designs in there that some people say are a little bit too much. So I don't know if we're able to film inside of there. We're gonna try our best because they are restrictive with whether or not you could have recording devices, but we're gonna do our best. Let's go try to save some kids. Okay, so this entrance is currently closed. Please visit us downstairs at our first floor entrance. So we're gonna go go downstairs right now. All right, so we're now at the first floor Balenciaga. We're gonna try to go in through this entrance because they blocked us. We did see a couple of the merchandise peeking through, some really interesting stuff, so I hope we can get in there. Otherwise, not much to do here. Hi, how are you? I wanted to look like a money clip, like a wallet. Yeah, we tried going upstairs. We saw the location was closed up there. What's pricing for this one?
This one is $250.
Okay.
And this one is $295.
Okay. Just finished up at Balenciaga. Didn't see anything like super unethical. I think the designs were pretty modern. Definitely some really expensive stuff in there, like that Starbucks coffee cup by Balenciaga. Double the unethical, just kind of collabing in one. Something interesting to note is that going up the stairs, some of the tile looked dirty, which wasn't actually dirty. It's kind of like ripped jeans. It's supposed to be that way, but it made it seem like it was some like dirty dungeon, bathroom stall-y after midnight type of thing. So very interesting vibe inside of Balenciaga, but as far as I can tell, nothing in there that was like super red flag screaming unethical. So I think they're past that phase, fortunately, and now they're just a normal luxury brand with overpriced goods. But that's Balenciaga, so let's move on. Behind me we have OG Juicery, but it's not actually an OG Juicery, it's an MLM storefront for Herbalife. Herbalife is a pyramid scheme company. If you've ever seen people trying to get recruited and go to these conferences and, hey, you'll be a millionaire if you sell this product because yada, yada, yada. But the real reason those people become millionaires is because they're making their money from recruiting other poor people into the business. So it's a completely unethical business. These things have been exposed forever. And interestingly, this Herbalife location actually calls itself an MLM, which is multi-level marketing, which is basically a pyramid scheme, on their very Google Maps listing. So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna see if there's any Herbalife on the shelf to see if they actually want that association, and also just see what poor souls were sucked into this pyramid scheme. Or maybe they're the guys on top that are making money from the bottom of the pyramid. Let's do this. Can we have one Simply Green juice? It's kale, green apple, pear, and orange juice.
Everything but beer.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we ordered a green juice, so we're gonna get that. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see if it's any good. Inside's pretty barren, honestly. Not much in here. We took a lot of B-rolls so you guys are able to kind of see it, but really no signs of it being a Herbalife. Just looks like a juice shop kind of operating just in a random store. Really not much more to say. Thank you. Just finished up at the MLM Herbalife, and that was quite the interesting experience. Felt like you were barging in on somebody's living room. There was two guys watching TV when we came in. They're like, what do you want? A juice, dude. It's OG Juicery. I ultimately got it. They didn't have too many ingredients, so they were a little low on some of this stuff, but you did say it's because they do have fresh ingredients, and so every couple days they obviously have to swap it out. I'm happy with the drink. It was $7, so that's good. Interestingly, it had like a little bit of like a musk to the place, a weird smell, and there was also like razors, there was cameras, so maybe they're running like a barber shop, a little bit of a Best Buy in there, and then also of course a juicery. Really interesting experience. Definitely some sketchy stuff happening. No Herbalife product anywhere there, so I can't say for certain that it is an MLM operating in there, even though they're calling themselves a Herbalife MLM, but you can't find that branding anywhere. So just really interesting experience. Is it unethical? Yes, because they're promoting a pyramid scheme to anybody who tries to come in, but they do serve a decent juice, so I'll give them that. Behind me we have Zara, which you could find in basically any mall throughout the United States and Europe. And the reason why Zara is considered unethical is because they practice labor exploitation, and they also have sweatshops all over the world, but in particular in Turkey, where there's a lot of malpractice going on. In addition to that, there's also some political insensitivity and some greenwashing with some of their products. There's a whole bunch of things happening. This is honestly one of the #1 companies that comes up when you look up unethical practices, so we're gonna dive a little bit into it and see what's going on inside. I got myself a Starbucks drink. They even have a security guard guarding the entrance because they know how unethical they are, and they don't want anybody coming in with a camera who could possibly capture the terrible things going on in there, but we're about to do it. So for as unethical as Zara is, it is good vibes in here. Nice open floor plan. We're in the women's section right now. It is pretty cheap, fast fashion. This blouse, guess how much it is? Wrong, $40, which is actually, I guess, like semi-expensive, but it is fast fashion, so you get something good with it. Let's go up to the men's section though, which I'm a little more familiar with as a man. All right, so escalator's not working. You'd think a company that has some pretty cheap expenses is able to get their escalator working, but I guess not. They really do got some good stuff though. So like a nice like linen cloth shirt for the summer, whatever it may be. $60 though. I had the impression that Zara was gonna be pretty cheap. Guess not. It's very bright in here, like bright white lights, very sterile, clean. They even sell shoes. They got a lot of stuff here. Am I about to buy something? It is my size, it looks good. Good summer shirt. I don't see any underpaid workers or sweatshops shops in here. So at the store level, at least, things look to be okay. But behind the scenes, the person who made this is probably getting exploited pretty heavily. But to be completely honest, you could copy paste this to basically every retailer, Apple even, like anybody who creates anything is probably operating off of some slave labor. Zara is just notoriously in the news for it because of the degree in which they do.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? How you chilling?
What's your name?
Joseph. What do you do? Everyone subscribe to this guy, best guy in the
Dude,
world.
shout out, yeah. They know what's up.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Zara also has home accessories and stuff, so if you want to get like bedding, furniture, they have that too. But this is just their retail store where they have men's and women's fast fashion. We saw a lot of it, but I think that's effectively it. It's just a store at the end of the day. I'm sure most of you guys have been in it. All right, guys, so again, do not shop at Zara. It is super unethical. Besides, they don't even have anything good there to wear. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe and we're out. And I will see you next time. Peace.